And we are off. Both of our runners starting in the Sanctuary and getting Fisher Price My First Shield right in the Sanctuary chest.
This is interesting. Usually you don't see people start here. They like to do the Link's house first, but
This is a change I've noticed with Keysanity as ItsSupercar is demonstrating of going to do Houlihan because of the not as much money in the seeds as there are in a normal randomizer. I see a lot more people using Houlihan to get early access to money.
yeah, I think that's a good strategy as well. Ooh, getting a really nice triple though, Gingerdamus.
Yes, single bombs.
That's exactly what you want that money for, aside from the bottle vendor, of course.
Yep. And we got a big key on the Lumberjack Cave.
Oh boy.
Oh. That's like a Schrodinger's Agassiz at this point.
Yep.
We had a small key to pod in Link's house. Gingerdamus is going to head into Lost Woods, and ItsSupercar is going to go south route to Kakariko, it looks like.
Yep, Supercar going with a super economic strategy, I'm going to call it. Picking up all that early money and going to get the free bombs underneath the... or are they? Yeah, they are, okay.
Mm-hmm. And gets the one. And we had a big love in the shed in Lost Woods. And we're going to have both runners getting into Kakariko roughly at the same time, but from the north and south directions.
Yeah, they're performing a pincer attack on it. Supercar opting to check the race game before they spin the bomb. It ended up being a wise maneuver this time.
Just a little bit of love. All right, and we also have a little bit of love on the library, so won't need to come back for that. And just 40 bucks and a big love in Blind's Hut.
Yeah, nothing too exciting thus far.
How about the water toes? That's exciting in the tavern.
Yeah, that's a really nice item, actually, especially the earlier you get it. Makes that routing on shot store much more efficient.
All right, let's see what we got in the chicken hut. We've got a blue meringue. So far, just a big love in the well. And a small key to Hyrule Castle.
Not really the most exciting small key, to be honest.
No, but if the Power Glove doesn't show up, and if they can do the dark rooms, that small key will get them to the back of Escape.
That's something very important to keep in mind if we see the lamp before the Power Glove, for sure.
And the bottle vendor having a buy one, get 1/5 sale.
Yep, running the usual schemaz. And I think that's everything in Kakariko, now that we've crossed that point.
Yeah, pretty much they've hit the midpoint and are now going to be going over what the other runner has already done.
So unfortunately, that means we're going to have a really, really annoying mini Moldorm cave if they decide to go down there. Having only the bombs.
Yeah, I mean, that's honestly one of the things that I've, in running this, have kind of forced myself to learn how to do is how to execute that mini Trolldorm cave using just bombs.
It can be very tricky if RNG doesn't actually cooperate with you, since the Moldorms like to avoid your bombs.
Mm-hmm. Usually what I try to do is that I'll hold onto the bomb and throw it as it's about to explode, so wherever it lands, it just detonates immediately. Which doesn't fully combat the RNG of the Trolldorms, but you know, usually by then they're not going to move that far.
Yeah, I think that's a good strategy for anybody who finds himself in that situation.
And our runners may certainly be in that here shortly.
Yeah, at least they got some heart containers, so they're not at as much risk going down there.
Mm-hmm.
Then again, maybe there's a sword in the lake, and we're just talking about nothing.
Well, Gingerdamus is going to head up to Hyrule Castle, which no one's checked the Uncle Tunnel yet, so... And actually, as Gingerdamus throws that bloomerang, this may actually be a good play, because you could stun the soldiers, and then you can just place the bombs right on the stunned soldiers.
Yeah, that's a good point. It only takes, I believe, 5 bombs.
Yes. And we got the GT Big Key with Uncle. Oh, no.
That's the last big key we're going to need, and it's the first one we actually get our hands on.
And that trolley seed that I told you I had to commentate last night, it started with Uncle having the GT Big Key. So, let's hope we don't have a repeat of last night.
Well, that's one good thing. It's not in Aga's lumberjack cave. There was a seed earlier where that was the case.
Alright, but as I was saying earlier, Gingerdamus looks like he is going to head down to the escape, and ItsSupercar is going to head to the well. To swamp, I mean.
Supercar is in an awkward position right now because they have not enough bombs to do many Moldarm caves, so if there are no bombs in here, they're probably going to have to go to the desert and check all that stuff.
Which really all you can check right now is the Ganon cave anyway.
You can peek at the ledge, but ooh, Gingerdamus alley-ooping his own bomb there.
Got a little too greedy there with the knockback.
Yep, just a map to Eastern. Map's pretty useful at this point in the game.
Certainly. And $50 at the bottom. Now, for those that may not know, so what Keysanity is that all of the dungeon items are randomized into the game, just like every other item. So all the small keys, big keys, maps, and compasses, they're all out in the world like everything else. Maps are important in this game because normally in the regular randomizer, you would know based on the music whether a dungeon is a crystal or a pendant. In this game, it's just as randomized. Oh, we got the lamp in Escape, and we got a sword upgrade on the Lake Hylia Island.
Okay, well, that small key we got to Hyrule Castle just became a lot more relevant now.
Freed from Sweden is mentioning that with there's not a lot of meme spammers in chat because we're pretty low right now. I got news for you though. I bring the memes in my commentary.
We find a Quake medallion underneath the bridge. Hope they're holding on to that for us.
All right, so. And we got a Hera Big Key in Zelda's chest. I don't think Gingerdamus meant to pick up one of those hearts because he's setting up a death warp right now.
Yeah, most likely not. Probably going to be using that small key to Hyrule Castle very shortly.
Yes.
With his one bomb, he's got to hold onto that the whole way.
Yep.
Looks like Supercar is trying to make the best of a bad situation, since he didn't have enough bombs from any Moldarm Cave.
Yeah, he ended up buying some. And we got Blue Mail and a small key to the small key to Swamp in the Waterfall of Wishing. So.
Okay, 2 of the trolliest keys in the game out of the way.
Mm-hmm. And there's a Turtle Rock small key in the Sewers of Escape.
This is going to be weird because, are there pots in this room? Because how are you going to kill the rat with only one bomb? This is awkward.
I don't know.
Yeah, there's nothing here.
Yeah, because he needs the key and he's gonna nope on out of there.
Well, that's weird, but we did find the mushroom on the Zora ledge, so that's nice.
Yes. I missed what Zora had though because we were focusing on Gingerdamus.
I don't think Supercar had enough money to buy the Zora item.
Oh, right. Correct.
So the routing is a little weird, leaving a lot of holes for later. But I mean, you can route in Zora with like a catfish check. You have the mirror, stuff like that.
Exactly. And actually, Supercar using the Zora warps to go turn in that mushroom right now.
Not really a bad idea, considering he's got like nothing else to do.
Mm-hmm. And just a burrito. The Meyer burrito. So, I mean... And actually, Gingerdamus is in the same predicament with that one bomb. He can't do mini Trolldorm either without buying more.
Yeah, he did just get enough money to do that, thankfully, so...
Mm-hmm. It looks like Supercar is going to go ahead and head to the mini Trolldorm cave now that he has 10 bombs.
Yeah, this makes the most sense to me. I mean, there's 5 items down here, plus the one in the Ice Rod cave if you choose to do that.
Ooh. There we go.
Alright, not bad.
Not bad at all. We got a big glove. We got the map to ice. We got an empty bottle. 5 rupees and a piece of heart. Oh, still not a permanent item or permanent weapon they can use right now.
Yeah, and it could be a little while before they actually get one too.
Certainly.
It's Supercar coming up here to the Ice Rod Cave. Gonna try their luck with that.
Meanwhile, Gingerdamus is going to go ahead and up to Sahasrala's closet and assumedly Eastern Palace.
Yeah, I assume Supercar, if there's nothing in this Ice Rod Cave, is probably going to head there next.
And just a piece of heart there. Okay, Ice Palace is the green pendant this time.
Alright.
More money, more money.
And a useless compass, so... Still starving for items.
Yeah, as getting back to what I was saying earlier about Keysanity, for those that don't know, so like we were saying, the maps tell you whether the dungeon is a crystal or a pendant. The compasses are still pretty much useless because they tell you how many items you've opened in a dungeon, but with these type of runners and this type of racing, you don't need it to keep track. Alice Campus pointing out that with that bottle, they can check sick kids, so there could very well be something there too.
Yep, we got let's think here. We have those 3 chests that Gingerdamus was just a little short on. We have the 3 or 4 in Eastern that we can check right now.
I believe the bottle was at the mini Trolldorm cave.
You are correct.
And there was a big key there, but I missed it. I'm checking the restream here. Big key to Turtle Rock was that first chest, or in that first chest. And just another little bit of love there. So the seed is definitely dishing out health and damage upgrades, but not a lot of actual weapons to hit anybody with.
Yeah, not a lot of action so far. Something else this lamp could be required for is this one chest in Eastern all the way. The vanilla big key chest. Supercar does not have the lamp quite yet, but I assume if they came in here, they're gonna check that anyway.
Yeah, the lamp, yeah, that dark room is one of the easiest to navigate, even if you don't have a sword.
Yeah, the boomerang is just as good, in my opinion.
Calidris, they actually do have both. They do have the Hyrule Castle key, and the they do have the Hyrule Castle key, and the lamp is in the front half of Escape, so you can use both to get there. Gingerdamus was actually trying to get there, but he only had one bomb and couldn't kill the rat that has the key to get there.
Yeah, he just had the one. He could kill the rat, but unless it dropped bombs, he was done.
And there's a small key to Meyer, so Eastern, more keys, no weapons.
Yeah, Eastern was a bust. It's looking pretty likely that that back of Escape's got something.
There's also a Genis Cave and Sick Kid.
There, that is true as well. It's a shame because if Gingerdamus did not pick up that heart when he was killing the guards, he would have only had to use one bomb for the Death Warp, and he would have been able to get back there.
Oh, that's right.
It's the little things that'll get you in this game.
But now having 9 bombs, Gingerdamus is making his way back there.
And 9 bombs more than enough to bomb a rat, I think.
So how many bombs does it take to kill a rat?
Oh, just the one. Just the one. You can get to the center of the rat with just one bomb. Supercar looks like he's about to head that way as well, stocking up on bombs for the run there.
Mm-hmm. Now he hasn't done the front half part, so he'll probably do that, and that's where he'll get the lamp. And stun him and kill him.
Yep, the boomerang actually ended up being a really useful item.
Yes.
Alright, what was back here?
A moon pearl, the power glove, and a single rupee.
Well, there's your Dark World starter kit.
Exactly, that power glove, it is so bad.
Opens up Death Mountain as well, since we have the lamp.
Calidris asking about the mushroom. The mushroom was on Zora Ledge, and there was only a map there.
We do not know what Zora has, though. I don't believe Supercar had enough money to buy whatever junk he was selling today.
Gingerdamus gonna make his way up to Death Mountain.
Only a few things you can check up here, but definitely worth coming here.
Yep, Old Man and inside Spectacle Rock, you can see what's on top, but without the mirror, you can't actually get it.
Yeah, and this will give him the save and quit point as well, so it's good. It's good to do this early if you don't have the flute.
Yeah, I mean this does help just getting the save point. And Old Man gives you a big love for getting him through the cavern.
I wouldn't be surprised to find a mirror sometime soon, and the hammer.
Just $20 inside and out.
Oh my goodness.
Okay, so there's way too much that you need to get into Agra with so few places left. I mean, it's pretty much a Guinness Cave in Sick Kid. I gotta imagine one of those two has the hammer.
Or Sora is not garbage today, who knows?
I mean, they have the power gloves, so they could farm right outside of a Guinness Cave.
Yeah, I think that would be a not bad idea. Go check a Guinness Cave. If it's nothing, maybe go back and pick up some money for Sora. Though I think oh no, never mind. That wasn't an 8, that's a 0. So he's even poorer than Supercar.
A nice double there from Gingerdamus. Yeah, we haven't had a Sick Kid check yet. At this point, I gotta imagine the hammer's either there or a Guinness. Or maybe like the book that then leads you into desert to get it.
Yeah, we are running out of locations very quickly. And Agita and Sick Kid at this point are like those really out-of-the-way locations. Because there's nothing you want in Kakariko anymore, and Agina is just out of the way no matter what.
Mm-hmm. But I mean, Freed from Sweden was pointing out that, I mean, this has been a pretty linear seed so far, and with everything, for the most part, coming up a bust, you know, as much as the routing is not optimal for it, you kind of know your opponent's going to have to do that same routing as well.
Yeah, unless they take like a gamble. It's hard to get around doing these checks in the way they're doing them. Well, all I can say is thank goodness for the boomerang. Can you imagine having to do this to get the power glove and the moon pearl without it?
It would be horrible.
10 bombs. Good luck.
I mean, I have my race later tonight, and I was doing a practice seed where I had the same problem where I kept not getting a weapon, and I didn't have the boomerang. It was bombs without boomerang. It was not fun.
It never is. Gingerdamus using the exact same warp that ItsSupercar did to turn this mushroom right away.
Mm-hmm.
Normally, I'm a fan of just hanging onto the mushroom for a little bit if you got other stuff to check. Because maybe you find the Cadence Samaria and you can do fake powder at some point. But at this point in the game, it's just unavoidable to turn this in.
Pretty much. I mean, while we're doubling back on stuff, let's give a shout out to our tracker, dude. He's keeping track of all of these items. Well, what few items these runners have been picking up.
Yeah.
Shout out to him to do him for the work for us.
Yep, he's doing quite a bit of work today. It's been pretty relaxing so far, he says.
Yeah, he tracked that the earlier race we had this morning. We were featured on Speed Gaming, so we had like over 3,000 viewers at one point.
I did watch that race. It was a really good one.
Yeah, I watched it. I watched bits and pieces of it.
Hey, well, sick kid. What you got?
What little bit of love he has.
Well, thanks for nothing.
All right, so this pretty much means Aegina's Cave or start farming Verzora money. You also have to feel for them for if they're gonna have to farm Zora money, the amount of money that they've had to burn having to buy bombs over and over and over.
Yeah, they've invested a lot in just being able to kill things. It's just makes that farm much longer. Though Gingerdamus did not do Houlihan quite yet, so maybe that'll be in his favor.
Yeah, and ItsSupercar did. Which even if Gingerdamus does it, he's still going to be behind on the rupee count.
Yeah, sadly you can only do Houlihan once per game. It's really disappointing. But probably for the best.
Alright. Aegina's Cave. Are you holding something? There's the Titansmiths!
Alright. So there we go.
So, think about the troll that just happened. All you had to do was go to Aegina's Cave and get the Power Glove, and then you could have done back half of Escape to get Titansmiths. But,
yeah.
No! we think, oh, we have to go get the lamp, and then get the Hyrule Castle key, and then go through the door. Nah, it was actually much easier.
Yeah, that was a pretty good bait, and it's kind of sad because Supercar had the perfect opportunity to come over here when he came down the lake shore with just 2 bombs. But here we are.
Here we are as Gingerdamus heads into the Dark World. And 9-heart blue male, but still swordless.
Yeah, they have no weapon.
No. Okay, so we knew Ice was the green pendant. It looked like Eastern was a crystal, and Meyer was also a crystal.
Yeah, I believe that's accurate. Alright, well, no sword Dark World's pretty tough. Good luck.
At least with blue mail and 9 hearts, you won't be like getting sacked on.
Yeah, the blue mail and the hearts really make this, I would say, playable, I guess is what I'm going to say.
Mm-hmm. All right, so we got the map to pod there.
Oh my god, that boomerang doing so much work.
Yeah. I'm getting flashbacks to last night again also because that one also, they had Titansmiths and Moon Pearl, and that for the longest time they didn't have the hammer and had to just keep going back to that one spot to get to the Dark World. So we already have 2 indications of how trolly last night could be in store for these runners.
Yeah, it certainly could. Some of these locations they can check are actually like really, really far walks, like Catfish.
And actually, I mean, you can get to Catfish, but you have to basically jump into the lake and take the long route through the water to get to the bridge.
Yeah, or even something like Hype Cave is a long walk from here. Oh, these jellyfish are gonna be so annoying.
Yeah, try to do this. They're gonna have to do this room without any weapon.
Thankfully, the boomerang does stun the Gyarados, so I can't imagine having to do this without it, though.
Remember how I told you about that weaponless seed I was doing this morning? Yeah, no boomerang. I had to weave around these Gyarados.
Oh boy. Yeah, you definitely do not want to get grabbed here.
No, you do not. And another pod small key. So nothing in Skullwoods either. Alright, pod was one of the 5-6 crystals.
It feels like it always is for some reason. I don't know why.
I've had a couple seeds where it's the green pendant, actually.
Yeah, that also seems really common for some reason. Maybe I'm just confirmation biasing that.
Yeah, we all have our confirmation biases. Alright, let's see what we got here in Bumper Cave. Just a 5-arrow upgrade.
Gingerdamus is like desperately trying to find some scent of what he should be doing right now, and the seat's just not giving to him.
No. Just more money.
Oh my goodness. It has to give them some items at some point. It has to, right?
I mean, as we would tell new people to Zelda Randomizer, all of the seeds are completable. There is no seed that just cannot be finished. So, in fact, at some point they have to get something that progresses them.
It's completable, but it doesn't have to be nice about it.
No, it could be a total jerk about it.
Or like it is now. Oh my goodness. Oh boy, finding the fire rod in Thieves Town.
Well, there's our first weapon.
Why oh why? Don't make them go back there for that one chest, please.
I mean, that's because that's the thing is, without the sword to cut the curtain, they can only check that one chest at the back.
Yeah, you can't actually get to Mothula. As funny as it would be to see them try and fight Mothula with the fire rod and one potion, it's not going to happen.
Alright, let's see what's in the bomb shack. More hearts!
Can you believe we have 11 hearts? 11 hearts before we even have a sword or like any real items.
I mean, it's all... you can't help but just laugh at this point. Gingerdamus electing to take Jeremiah the Bullfrog, which that means he's not going to be able to do the digging game, which he knows and avoids and heads south.
Yeah, he doesn't have the money for it, and this long walk with Jeremiah can definitely be required. Saving quitting with him. Is
Oh
it
yeah,
magic?
I forgot about the fact that it's $80 for digging game.
Alright, well, we will get knowledge on the 5-6 crystals. We have one of them.
Thieves Town being the other one, as well as Pod, which we knew. Alright. Normally, Hype Cave is a dud, but with how little we've been getting, I want to see some hype out of this cave.
It will be worth it either way, I think.
Well, there's more hearts. A big key to Thieves Town. 10 arrows. The hook shot. And the big key to Meyer.
Okay, well. Hookshot does open up quite a few locations on Death Mountain, at least.
Yes. Yes. You still can't get to Hera because you need the hammer to go the hook shot route. Which, realistically, you don't have the hammer or the sword to face Trolldorm anyway, even if you wanted to.
Yeah, unfortunately, Trolldorm doesn't take damage from bombs, like his little children.
Mm-hmm.
As hilarious as it would be to see people try and fight Moldorm with just bombs, just won't happen.
And there was a heart at the digging game, so just the love is just flowing in this seed. However, that love is not turning into actual weapons.
You said you wanted a nice seed, right? Well, here you go.
I meant nice in terms of nice to the runners, not nice with all the hearts.
Yeah, you must be very careful how you word your wishes to the monkey's paw.
I guess that's where the commentator's curse is today. Alright, well, with that hook shot, Gingerdamus is going to head up to Death Mountain.
Yeah, and there's actually a lot he can do here, because he does have the Titans and the Moon Pearl.
Yep, so he can do all of, he can do Dark Death Mountain, and technically the logic would require, well, you need the hammer to get a Spike Cave, so I'm not even going to finish that sentence.
Well, either way, we'll be able to get some good information as well from the floating island item, as well as the Turtle Rock medallion.
Alright, let's see what we got here. Silver arrows for a bow we don't have yet.
Yeah, that's part of a weapon, but we can actually use them right now.
At least the seed is being nice about the fact that you're not going to have to do Silverless Ganon. Alright, we got a B-Torp, $50, $300. So there's your Zora money. Alright.
I got nothing to say to that. And the worst part of this is, we don't have Mir, so the routing we have to do on this Death Mountain is really annoying. It's very inefficient.
Mm-hmm. And of course, just $20 on the floating island. I mean, we've found. I mean, are we gonna find like all the $20 before we get a sword?
Well, we know where his sword is, but we might get all the 20s before we get that sword. It seems possible.
All right, Gingerdamus taking the walk of shame. So let's get those sleeper strats in chat.
It is going to be funny if all this time Sora had the hammer.
There's the mirror!
Well, that is Hera access, but we can't actually kill Trolldorm.
Yep. You can get into Hera, you can't kill Trolldorm.
Can get a few items there, though, at least.
Well,
so.
no. Here's where the seed is getting trolly. Okay, you're in Death Mountain. Here's the mirror. Now you gotta go all the way back to Village of Outcasts to go all the way to Dark Lake Hylia to get the sword to come back and kill Trolldorm.
Oh my goodness, that is possible now, and it could certainly be required. Well, and that does put Mothia on the table too, as well.
It does. I still don't want. I mean, you're talking about Fighter Sword Mothula with Fire Rod, and you don't have. I mean, okay, you've got 2 bottles, but you can't. You need that money for Zora, so I don't know if I still want to sign up for that.
Yeah, I don't blame you. I mean, you got Blue Mail and you got 12 hearts. Maybe this is the one saving grace of the Seed Soul. Is that Mothula is required, but you got good stuff for it. Right, Supercar actually coming back down to go into Thieves Town.
Which, all right, so we have Ether on Turtle Rock, but I mean, he can go in there, but I mean, does he have anything that can actually damage blind?
I don't think so. He's gonna have to find one of the canes or the hammer or a sword in here, something.
Yeah. Alright, small key to Turtle Rock. And more love.
Well, who knows? Maybe there's a really good item in Thieves Town that we're just waiting to find.
It certainly isn't 3 more bombs. Although he was out of bombs, so... Although, there was the one that had in that skull.
Yeah, I think there's 2 there, so... That's always nice.
Alright, well, Gingerdamus is electing to go ahead and go into Hera.
Yeah, it's interesting. I think, maybe, well... Huh. That sword is actually... Because they don't have hammer yet, that's actually a long, long walk to get that sword you mentioned.
I mean, it's interesting because chat was talking about the fact that, they were saying that ItsSupercar is going to be way behind because he's dipping into Thieves Town when he can't kill the boss, which, you know, it's way too early to say who's got a lead and who doesn't. But part of the thing is that going to be negated by Gingerdamus heading into Hera and not being able to beat Trolldorm.
I don't even know if you can get past this room.
No, he's got the big key.
Well, you have to kill the beetles to actually get anywhere in there.
Oh, and he doesn't have any weapons that can kill the beetles.
Yeah, I'm not sure if you drop down if the pots respawn with the beetles don't or not, but we're not finding out today.
No, we're not.
Okay, well, I kind of like what Supercar did here. He can't kill blind, but he can at least set it up so when he can just run straight to the boss room.
That makes sense. Now, the one other problem with that is, you know, he's leaving the big chest behind also, which, I mean, you need the small key to get there. So, I mean, that is the one possible thing he's leaving behind doing that is rushing to go be blind and then missing the big chest.
Yeah, that is true as well. Well, he's coming up here to Death Mountain now.
So, Shady Force Games saying that you could, with those beetles, you could kill 2 of them, drop down, and then go up and kill the other. Which makes sense, because they don't, if you fall down, the beetles don't respawn.
Yeah, that's in case you do get trolled and drop back into the bottom floor, you don't have to do that room again. But I can see that would be like something somebody wouldn't actually think about, since usually enemies do respawn, right?
I
don't know.
I think in the dungeons they don't unless you go out, or if like a particular room is set up to force them to respawn. But I don't know.
I don't. Do I even play this game?
I mean, I've been playing this game for 25 years, and I still, don't know all of the specifics of it. All right. Life lesson, love lesson, item lesson, key lesson, any type of lesson? Love
Oh boy. Well, there's 13 hearts for you before our first real weapon. I mean, I guess you could have gotten the sword by now, but...
Are they gonna find all 20 hearts in this game?
Well, Supercar left that piece of heart at the dig game, so one of them won't.
Okay.
Oh my gosh, can you imagine if you're supposed to go here to Village of Outcasts, go to the Dark World, go get that sword, and then come back and kill Mothula for your next progression?
Or Patrol Dorm?
Yeah, one of the two.
I mean, I was starting to do the math. I mean, you can get to Pod. I really don't want to until I get the bow, because I don't want to have to wait for 5 keys. You can check only the first chest. Oh, no, you got the small key, so you can do the first 2 chests in Swamp. None of these are, I mean, other than taking this long walk and then either going for Mothula and Troll Dorm, that's pretty much it.
Well, I think Swamp would be the worst of those, just because.
I mean, I've seen some trolley seeds where it puts Titan's mitts in that second chest of Swamp, and who knows, the hammer could very well be there.
Yep, I've certainly had a seed where that first chest or second chest in Swamps had a progression item, be it bow or whatever.
Okay, gingerdamus did pick up the hearts, so he's still in line for 20 hearts in this game. Scooby-Dee bringing up a point, they can also get into ice right now. They can't get far because they don't have the hammer, but they can get in.
Yeah, they do have the fire rods, so...
I mean, frankly, if you're going to take that long walk just to go get that sword, I'd probably go into ice. I mean, it's considering all the other plays you got right now.
Yeah, I could see that being the case, especially when you don't know where the hammer is, and it's a long walk to ice if you have to go there after anyway.
Mm-hmm. No, so Shady Force Games saying you can do everything but Cold Stare. You can't. There are two chests that are blocked by the hammer on the right side of ice, and then Cold Stare himself is blocked by the hammer.
Yeah, you have to hammer down those pegs to get over and activate the switch, and then pull the tongue.
And there we have another Turtle Rock small key.
Alright, well, Turtle Rock could sneak up on us with all the stuff we're getting for it.
I mean, we know. Okay, so apparently one of them did a map check. Oh yeah, I remember gingerdamus doing it because I saw that Eastern was a crystal, and apparently Hera is a pendant. So between Desert, Swamp, Skullwoods, and Turtle Rock, one of them is the last pendant dungeon.
Yep, as you can see, Beetle's impervious to bombs.
Yep. But it's Supercar electing to drop down. Okay, I was wrong. Well, they do respawn.
Yeah, the Beetles do respawn. How dare you lie to me, chat? I trusted you.
Well, okay, so here's the thing. I know that.
Oh, wait, hold on. Did he actually kill one before he left? I can't remember.
I thought he did.
Okay,
there we go.
I'm sorry, chat. You didn't lie to me. I was wrong. I was being stupid.
Because I was gonna say, I know I've done that room before, where you kill all 3, and then if you fall off, they're not there when you come back.
Okay.
But I didn't know if that was just specifically if they're all dead.
Yeah, I think he just threw the pots in random directions.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
But
well.
All right. Well, gingerdamus is gonna go and do one of the suboptimal plays and head into swamp. He can only do 2 chests here.
Okay, well, let's talk about the word suboptimal right now, because right now you don't have any good options. He's picking his poison, he's drinking it. It's swamp flavored.
By the way, that was the pod key that we just found in one of those chests. And just $100, so maybe if these runners know how to hammer yump, that pod key helps out a little bit.
Maybe a little bit. I guess what gingerdamus's routing decision here is he's got to do all this stuff anyway, so he might as well check the swamp chests while he's here, then go get the sword, and then maybe goes to either pod or ice palace.
It certainly makes sense.
As much sense as the seed makes so far, yes.
Which is not that much. Well, okay, no, it's given us money, so it's been giving us sense, but it's not making sense. And at 51 minutes, we finally have a sword.
Alright. Has it already been 51 minutes? Oh my goodness.
I mean, I was going to comment on it earlier, but that is the thing. We were at 51 minutes. We just got the sword, and we've had no crystals recovered at all yet.
Oh my goodness. It hasn't felt like 51 minutes, but... Well, I guess we can kill Blind now. We can kill Mothula and Moldorm.
Yeah, I mean, that sword does open up 3 dungeons for completion. We know that Thieves' Town is a crystal, so I guess that gingerdamus would do that first, and then probably do Skullwoods next, because you don't know what it is. You know hair is a pendant.
Skullwoods is a bit of a trek out to come out, but no, he's going for it.
He's going Skullwoods first.
Very interesting. Because never mind. Well, he does have that B, if nothing else.
I mean, B-Torp will damage Mothula. That is, if the B-Torp doesn't knock Mothula into the spikes. Alright, we know Turtle Rock is a crystal. With that map check. Which, considering the amount of stuff the seed has been giving us for Turtle Rock, I would have had to imagine that was a crystal anyway.
Yeah, it seems like it's one we might actually be going to before long, considering how many keys we've gotten.
I mean, they're gonna need... Okay, the trauma from last night shows up again, because Turtle Rock... Okay, that one was a pendant Turtle Rock, but needed Ether and the Cane to get in there, so... This trolley seed from last night, I'm just continuing to be reminded of it.
Alright, well, we had a vanilla Skullwood small key in that first chest.
gingerdamus electing to stun the Gibdos as opposed to trying to kill them with either the Fire Rod or the Quake.
He does conserve its magic, and he might need a lot of it in this fight up here.
I mean, Fire Sword slashes do not damage Mothula, spins do, so... But, alright, 55 minutes in, it's time for our first boss as Gingerdamus drops into Mothula's House of Kebab, where we skewer you as opposed to the meat.
Well, then why are they cooking Mothula?
Because I used to call this Mothula's fried chicken because of the cooking part, but that particular chat thought House of Kebab made more sense here.
Alright.
But down goes Mothula. And another key. This time to the Agra Tower.
Yep.
Which, 55 minutes into the first crystal, we should also remind ourselves that there is a big key on that lumberjack ledge.
Yes, there is. And Skullwoods was a crystal, so that was required.
Alright, so that basically means desert or swamp is one of those two is the last crystal, and the other one's the last pendant. I gotta think Thieves Town is next. You know it's a crystal. You got the means to kill it. Kill off blind.
Yeah, I think that's probably a wise decision if you would go there now. With ItsSupercar setting up to Catfish, looks like.
Mm-hmm. It looked like he was at the pyramid ledge, but I didn't see if there was anything there.
Oh, it's just a Ply Bomb upgrade.
Yeah, of course, nothing that really helps.
Yeah, of course.
Alright, well, Gingerdamus is gonna go check the graveyard ledge first. He's already checked Bumper Cave, and we know there's nothing there. And another map.
Oh boy. The Hyrule Castle of all places. Oh my gosh.
The useless one. And we got a fire shield from Catfish.
Wow. I'm gonna give the point to the fire shield there.
I mean, I would say it would help with the blind fight, but again, 13 hearts and blue mail. I mean, in theory, you shouldn't need that fire shield to help with blind.
Yeah, probably not. About to even our runners up on hearts as Supercar comes to Zora.
Gingerdamus gonna get that fire shield from Catfish. Alright, so in terms of that big key being the big key on the lumberjack cave being required, the only big keys we have left are Eastern, which is a crystal, desert and swamp, which we don't know which. Well, okay, swamp you don't need to beat Argus. Desert you do need it for Lammelus. Ice you don't need it for Cold Stare, but the logic requires you to need it. So that big key right now still could be important.
It certainly could be, yeah.
It's not like they can get to Agra yet at all anyway.
I mean, we are missing a lot of items, and those items could be in those big chests, so...
And to your point earlier about how ItsSupercar set up blind for his return visit, he's going to cash that in right now.
Have to imagine he'll be going up to Skullwoods after this, so.
You would think. All right, but ItsSupercar is making his way into Blind's Bistro.
Oh, and this way you skip the pun, so Supercar.
Wait, well you don't skip the pun because I just gave a pun.
Well, I guess so. He won't hear that till later, though.
That's true. All right, down goes Blind, and Gingerdamus is going to make his way to Pod.
Not a lot of options at this point, and none of them feel good to do, so.
No. And I mean, Blind just had $50, so you know you get the crystal, but that's about it. All right, well, Gingerdamus is going to pay off Kiki the extortionist. So, the way you can route Pod in, you need a minimum of 4 keys if you know how to hammer yump and you have the bow, and the hammer. I always forget the hammer. But because they don't have the bow and the hammer, they're going to have to burn a small key on the front door, which will require 5 small keys if you know how to do the hammer yump.
Yeah, so we'll be coming back here at some point, but I mean, these first few chests can definitely be in the logic, so.
Mm-hmm. Which at this point, with only 2 keys, hammer yump would be a sequence break, but if you know how to do it, that ain't gonna stop you from doing it.
I mean, at this point, you might as well try and get everything you can, even if it's a sequence break.
Yeah. And no.
Oh my god, are you kidding me?
Alright, well, we're at least gonna know what all the dungeons are with that swamp map.
This is ridiculous.
This is unbelievable. It's funny because everyone that's joining in chat is first responding to the fact that, oh wow, we have a Speed Gaming 5 now. But then there's the fact of, this has been one of the slowest developing seeds I have ever seen.
Yeah, this channel is cursed. Abandon ship while you can.
Oh, yes, this is the inaugural, oh, what's the word I'm looking for? The inaugural voyage of Speed Gaming 5 is one of the slowest seeds possible.
But no.
This will not bode well for Speed Gaming 5's future.
But no, in seriousness, do give this channel a follow if you're enjoying what you just see, because we'll be streaming some more stuff on here as the need arises.
As well as all of our other Speed Gaming channels, which apparently we have up to Speed Gaming 8. Alright, more useless junk.
We got a small key to Skullwoods, and now we got a compass.
Feasel pointing out that we need to draw this out so we can get more content on this channel. I mean, this is almost painful at this point.
This ain't nice. That's the way I'm gonna say it.
No. I mean, we were talking about it earlier about, well, you may have to go to Ice Palace. Well, I mean, that's pretty much all that's left.
And who knows? Maybe the hammer will be in the first chest here,
Mm-hmm.
and then everything will be hunky dory.
I mean, something has to be there. We're almost out of locations.
Supercar unleashed the bee on Mothula.
And now using fighter sword spins to try to finish them off. Okay, I was wrong. Apparently, fighter sword slashes do damage Mothula as well.
I think they actually do butter sword damage in the vanilla game. I might be wrong.
Yeah.
Here's the other key to Castle Tower.
No, that was the first one.
Okay, that was the first one. Have we checked the Swamp Palace first 2 chests? Yes, we have. They were absolutely nothing useful. Gingerdamus completing another heart.
I mean, the pod big key will be useful when and if you get around to actually beating Helmasar, but in terms of like actually trying to progress this seed forward, no, it was not useful at all.
Yeah, pretty much. This is like my nightmare seed. Just getting run around like an errand boy, finding nothing.
Well, I keep going back to the seed last night. I mean, it was trolly because everything was in one-off locations where it was like Thieves Town big chest, Eastern big chest. The flute was on the pedestal. Like, it was the same thing where it was just running players all over the map. And that's exactly what this seed's doing right now.
Yeah, it definitely is. Alright, Gingerdamus coming back to Thieves Town. I believe he has not completed this dungeon yet, so he'll be doing that now.
Nope. No, he hasn't. He did the first 4 chests, I believe. So for those of you that are just joining us, first off, welcome to the inaugural Speed Gaming 5 race. This is turning out to be a very slow burn. We've had 14 hearts, we've had a whole bunch of keys, and we know that there's a big key on the Lumberjack Cave, but other than that, this has been such a slog.
Yep. Pretty much the best way you can put it. Did get that sword. I guess we could kill Moldorm, and looks like Supercar has that in mind.
Yep. Primer Beefsteak is asking what was the Master Flute race. It was the one between Trojan Dude, D2 Kemps, Buckshot Boo, and I'm trying to remember who the 4th runner was. It was Vuligin.
At least we're only subjecting 2 people to this time.
Robo Ninja bringing up the fact that we may have used all the speed in Speed Gaming 1 through 4, and that's why this is such a slog. I mean, the thing about that sword, the people commenting about the fact that the sword was on the Lake Hylia ledge, and with only having Titan's mitts, you have to go, your only way into the Dark World is from Thieves Town. But the thing is, that sword was required. You have no other way to damage Blind, you have no other way to damage Trolldorm, and you have no way to get to Mothula without it. So that sword has been absolutely required to make any sort of progression at this point.
Yeah, they are making you work for your money.
Alright, but ItsSupercar is making his way into Trolldorm and Buster's, where we have more fun throwing you off the ledge than we actually do serving you food.
Well, we'll see how many times he gets thrown off the ledge in this particular seed.
I mean, he's only got fighter swords, so he is going to face Hyper Trolldorm.
Doing a good job so far, at least.
And gingerdamus into Blind's Bistro also.
Ooh.
And, oh, right as Hyper Troll Arm activates, he gets knocked off.
I'm not surprised. I mean, it was bound to happen. When you see the scene, you know, some things just stop surprising you.
Yeah, Shady Force Games asking about the logic they can't beat ice right now. That is correct, but the thing is that we've checked pretty much everything, and Ice Palace, you can at least get a couple items in there, and you may have to go in there at some point.
Yeah, Hammer can be in that first chest. It's perfectly possible, and has happened recently.
Alright, gingerdamus takes down Blind and get his second crystal.
Well, at least someone's won fast this scene.
Second troll.
Just, it's too bad it's Trolldorm. Moving at the
mean-
speed of sound.
I mean, thinking about it, it's so rare that we get Hyper Trolldorm, because usually you have the hammer, so you at least know you can avoid Hyper Trolldorm with the hammer, but with just Fighter Sword, you have to go against Hyper Trolldorm.
Yeah, there's no way to avoid this if you don't have the hammer or the Master Sword.
And down goes Trolldorm.
That was really slick.
Stop! Stop! Hammer time! We finally have the hammer!
Oh my goodness. Alright. Trolldorm keeping that to himself. He's tired of dying to it. It's like, no, not this time.
Alright, well that does open up all of ice. And...
You know what?
Swamp. It opens up Swamp.
And you know what? You know what I'm gonna say? I'm gonna
What?
say Swamp is the other pendant, and this is a pet seed.
Blind Ped Seed, even. I mean, if we do a map check here, we'll know. They have the Swamp map. I mean, certainly right now, these are the only two dungeons they can get into.
Yep.
If they found the flute, they could get to Mire, and we know Mire is a crystal.
And if that's quick, they can open that up and go inside if they would like to. Can't complete it without the Kin Samari, of course, but...
Mm-hmm. gingerdamus is gonna be getting his hammer as he faces off against Trolldorm.
Yep, and that'll make this race pretty darn even.
And down goes Trolldorm.
Yep, making good use of that that state where if you're charging your sword and Trolldorm bumps into you, unless he damages you, you won't actually fall as long as you're holding away from the pit.
Mm-hmm. Well, as we're getting more people in, we want to welcome everyone into the inaugural race of Speed Gaming 5, where we burned up all the speed in Speed Gaming 1 through 4. We have one of the slowest moving seeds possible between gingerdamus and ItsSupercar.
Well, hopefully it'll pick up soon. It's like like in Mario Kart, you have those racers who are really slow at the start, but then they go super fast, like faster than everybody else.
I mean, possibly. I mean, if you want a sample of what we've endured in this race, we know there's a big key on the Lumberjack Cave. It took forever to find Titan's Mitts to get to Dark World, and the only sword upgrade was on the Lake Hylia ledge, and so you had to go up to Death Mountain to get the mirror, then go back to Thieves Town to walk all the way to Dark Lake Hylia just to get your first sword to be able to do any dungeons.
We might be going back to Thieves Town, by the way. We just found the small key.
Well, more inefficient routing, but Gingerdamus is gonna go ahead and make the ice play.
I mean, this is fine as well, but we do know that Ice Palace is the green pennant, so if this ends up not being required for anything, this is not a good call. But at this point,
we keep coming back to it. What more can they do right now? These are the 2 dungeons that they have access to, and they've pretty much searched everything in the overworld they can get to right now. One of these 2 dungeons has to have something.
just a piece of part in that first chest in Ice Palace.
And Scooby-Dee bringing up a good point. It's either going to be, for ItsSupercar, it's going to be Menu Simulator 2018, and for Gingerdamus, it's going to be Hammer Fighter Sword Cold Stare.
No, it's not. Ginger is just done. He's like, no, I'm done. I'm okay. At least with Argus, you have Fighter Sword. You can do spin strats. That's something.
Something? I would still prefer to do Menu Simulator 2018. Our tracker dude bringing up a good point that Menu Argus is tedious. Hammer Cold Stare is a challenge. Hey, more love! 14. We're up to 14 hearts at this point.
Gingerdamus did check his map out. I missed it. Maybe one of our eagle-eyed viewers in chat can tell us what swamp ended up being.
It's the crystal. It's the last crystal.
Okay, so desert is the last pendant.
Which, we've been saying this may be a pedestal seed. I mean, the fact that that opens up desert, I mean, that's still possibly.
Oh yeah, all we need is the book, and that ped seed's back on the table right away.
Or the flute.
Well, I don't like the flute as much because that opens up more things to check, you know?
Mm-hmm.
What is book doing for them right now? Oh, they can go to the desert.
They could also do said pedestal check if they got the book.
Mm-hmm.
Alright. For chivalry! And another pod small key.
The seed has to give you items eventually, but it does pick the worst ones, and sometimes.
Yo, dog, I heard you like fetch quests, so I put a fetch quest in your fetch quest so you can fetch quest while you fetch quest. Alright, well, ItsSupercar is making his way into Argus's Tavern and Crab Shack, featuring Menu Simulator 2018 today.
Yes, he is opting to do the hammer strats. Hammer will kill the puffs in one swing, so. Welcome to the face of Speed Gaming 5, by the way.
Yes, Speed Gaming 5, where we used up all the speed in Speed Gaming 1 through 4, so you get all the slow seeds here.
least this portion of the fight is fought normally.
Normal, you say?
Yeah, I mean, if you like using hammer.
Even in randomizer terms, this seed has not been normal.
So I think, aside from that smoky to pod, there wasn't anything of value except the shovel, I guess. Yes, that's good.
The shovel and a pod small key, that was about it.
Alright, Supercar, gonna turn that in right away.
Sure looks like it. Alright. ItsSupercar is gonna do this shovel check. Strike the earth for the D!
Wow. Okay, that's a really good item. That is super important here. That does open up a lot of chests and pod for you.
It opens up chests and pod, and it is a 5/6 crystal, so if you elect to beat Helmastar, that would give you access to Fat Fairy.
Yeah, I feel like nobody's actually going to do that until they get maybe a few more pod smokies, because there is that risk of a soft lock if you go straight to Helmastar.
The thing about that soft lock is, it's because there's an error in the logic that says you need 5 keys. So as long as you're at 5 keys, you're fine. It's when you use 5 and then beat Helmastar that it becomes a problem. So as long as I don't remember if it's Supercar Hammer Yumped. I think one of the runners did. So if the other one does, then they'll be guaranteed they're going to find the 5 keys they need to finish off the dungeon.
Yeah, I believe Ginger did that. Either way, coming here just for these chests on the right side. And I don't think Supercar... Yeah, Supercar hasn't been in here quite yet, so this is really good for him.
Okay, yes, because he is about to pay off Kiki the Extortionist. Which actually is another thing to where he won't need all 5, because he can then use the bow to route in and not burn a key on the front door.
Yeah, exactly.
Gingerdamus in Argus's Tavern and Crab Shack, featuring Menu Simulator 2018 as we speak. I don't know how to pronounce that, but yes, they've been in. Gingerdamus has been in there. We haven't really found much, which has pretty much been the name of this race. It has been one of the slowest moving seeds possible, which for the inaugural race of Speed Gaming 5, we give you one of the slowest seeds possible.
Yeah, I think it's going to be changing soon, hopefully, with the Spo find. And I mean, who knows? Maybe there was value in Ice Palace, and Gingerdamus just left too soon. But
I mean, all the bow really does is open up pod. You can't beat Eastern because we don't have that big key, and you still can't get into Mire and Turtle Rock. So just because we found the bow doesn't necessarily mean that we don't have to go into ice.
Alright, what do we got over here on this Bowlock side? Unless you're Andy with boots, I guess.
More 20 bucks.
Okay.
And we got the Arrow of Destiny.
Yeah, that's a big middle finger. Thank you. Wow.
Alright, down goes Argus for Gingerdamus. All right. We've been over this portion of pod so far, and we never really found much here.
Yeah, I think Gingerdamus is going to be checking the pet cave before digging up his bow.
Mm-hmm. Although ItsSupercar electing to not do the hammer yump, so he will still need 5 keys.
Yeah, I mean, in a seed like this, where you're getting nothing, probably wiser just to bet that you're going to find all keys at the pod anyway.
So we've had a lot of people join in recently. So I am Jex Refi. I'm here with my co-commentator Malay, and I'd like to welcome you all to the initial race of Speed Gaming 5. We used up all the speed in Speed Gaming's 1 through 4, and this is one of the slowest races we've ever seen.
Through no fault of the runners, by the way. This is just one of those seeds.
I mean, they checked all of Light World Overworld until the very last check to get Titan's Mitts. The first sword and only sword we found up to this point was on the Lake Hylia Island, but because you had Titan's Mitts, all of your Dark World access was in Thieves Town. The mirror was up in Death Mountain, so you had to go to Death Mountain to get the mirror, go back to Thieves Town, walk all the way to Dark Lake Hylia to get your sword, to then be able to do anything and beat any dungeon.
Huh, he's not opting to get that. Huh.
Well, all right. So let's first check what is in this vanilla big key chest. Oh! All right, I butchered the "it's gotta be Kane." I'm just gonna go with the standard "someone better call Phantom Ryu," because that's gotta be Kane.
Yeah, that second dip into Thieves Town required 100% for that Kane Samaria, which we need for both Misery Mire and Turtle Rock. Until we get the flute, not gonna be important because we do know Turtle Rock is ether.
Mm-hmm. So getting back to what you were talking about, the fact of ItsSupercar electing to finish off Helmassar but not having checked all the items. To reiterate, the soft lock is because the error in the logic requires 5 keys. So as long as you have 5 and check everything, you're safe. Which ItsSupercar used the bow on the front to avoid using the front door, so he's safe right now. And with that, ItsSupercar is heading into the Helmassar Steakhouse, where we sear and tenderize you as opposed to the steaks.
Thankfully, he does have silver arrows, so the final phase will be nice and quick.
Very much so.
Looks like Gingerdamus is heading this way as well, to pod.
And down goes Helmassar. And more love.
It's even worse than the vanilla reward.
Oh. So remember when I said earlier that the bow doesn't necessarily negate that they may have to go back to ice? They still have to go back to ice.
Yeah, it's seeming pretty likely at this point that they're gonna have to go to ice and find whatever's there. Maybe even the green pennant will have something nice today. And Ped's still on the table. I mean, we're missing a lot of good items.
Yeah, I mean, okay, so I've been avoiding this conversation for a while, but I think it's finally time to discuss it. We know we need ether for Turtle Rock, so that can be on the pedestal. We don't know about any boots locked items, but boots, well, no, desert being a pendant, I think rules out boots for on the pedestal. Ice rod certainly can be there.
I think boots can be in the pedestal as long as they're not required in the chain to the complete Desert Palace. Flute could be there as well.
Flute certainly could be there, as I found out last night. We had Master Flute last night, and well, we already know there's a big key on the Lumberjack Cave, so I mean, we've beat Skullwoods and Swamp Palace, but that big key, there could be one of those big keys on the pedestal that could lead to progression.
Here we have the Fat Fairy check. See what this brings.
Mm-hmm. $20 and the Agra Tower small key.
We still can't get in there. Can you believe it?
1 hour and 30 minutes in, we know we may have a potential Agaseed. We still have not gone in there at all yet.
And we can't. We need Master Sword or the Cape, and we're still in Fighter Sword an hour and a half in.
All right, with how much we've talked and how much more we're gonna be talking, I need to go lubricate my vocal cords, so I will be right back.
ItsSupercar coming up here to the Witch's Hut. Probably gonna buy a potion or two if we're going to Ice Palace, I would think, just because you don't have half magic. You got the fire rod, you don't have bombos, so make it to Cold Stare and you'll have the magic. It can be really, really unfortunate. I always see the most interesting routes in the overworld when you don't have flute. These little warps that normally don't get used otherwise.
Alright, I'm back.
We just had Supercar go to the Witch's Hut, buy a few potions. Looks like both of our runners are going to make the Ice Palace play now.
I mean, it's the only play they really have left.
Yeah, short of throwing in the towel, which nobody wants. That's the play.
I mean, if you're still hoping for the pedestal dream, your best hope right now is to probably say that there's nothing in here except the book.
Well, the book is not necessarily required for the pedestal.
Right, but I mean to get into Desert, which is the other pendant dungeon.
Yeah, either book or flute is what we need to get in there. We do need the big key as well, so...
Okay, so how about this? How about the sword upgrade, a sword upgrade, and the book? Lumberjack Cave has the Desert big key, which allows you to beat Desert, and then having once again Master Flute on the pedestal.
I think they've suffered enough thus far, but it looks like they're going to suffer some more at this point.
Well, this is the name of the game here on Speed Gaming 5. We go slow instead of fast.
Well, maybe the speeds are the same, but the distance you're running is a lot bigger.
So this is more of the marathon channel than the sprint channel.
Yeah. This is where boys become men. I like that. Blowing up all those penguins and they all drop bombs.
As if I mean, they spent so much money on bombs earlier when that was their only weapon. It's only fitting that the seed start paying them back.
Yeah, I would agree with you there. So this bomb jump is actually a little tricky with Fighter Sword because if you use the sword position and distance from the bomb, it's actually 1 pixel wider. Supercar does not have any trouble with that, though.
Yeah, see, I normally use being a Kingdom Hearts fan, as my name would imply. Using the Sora sprite, I just have learned to use it based off of the shadow, because that's the one thing that's consistent.
Oh, this staircase Supercar's going down is so annoying without the boots.
There's the Master Sword!
Okay.
So that will now finally give us access to Agra Tower.
With 2 keys, that's looking pretty likely. Boots could even be on the climb there, so...
Alright, there are those 2 chests on the climb.
Yeah, but if the big key to Eastern is along that way, that could definitely be required.
Well, and we know there's a big key on the Lumberjack. Alright, so...
He's gonna need some more magic if he doesn't have a potion.
Oh, yeah.
Gingerdamus, I hope you have a blue potion.
Well, I would say Gingerdamus is about to make his way into the Cold Stair Creamery, but he may have to back out.
Hope you have a blue potion. You, please tell. Okay, he's
Alright, he had a green one. Okay.
Thank goodness.
And he puts Cold Stair in a corner. And gets the first 2 easily. And a very clean Cold Stair fight.
That was really well done.
For only $20 and a green pendant.
Oh boy. And who knows if this is going to be worth anything anyway. Now that Agra Tower is open to us.
Yep. Alright, so Gingerdamus is going to head back in and check the right side that ItsSupercar is checking right now. We got more hearts, so we're up to 16 hearts!
That's unbelievable. We had like 12 1 hour in, before any good items.
And there's Ether.
Okay, well.
Alright, so you can get into Turtle... So if ItsSupercar goes back to Thieves Town and opens the big chest like Gingerdamus did, you can now get into Turtle Rock. You cannot clear it unless the ice rod's in there.
They do have quite a few keys, so they can get pretty deep in there as well, so...
I mean, you can do all of it except for if you avoid the vanilla big key location.
And Gingerdamus will have to make that choice very shortly if he's going to do Agra Tower first or take his chances on Turtle Rock.
I mean, you're basically the gamble basically is you've done... Okay, so we've done Swamp, Skullwoods, and Ice Palace without their respective big keys, which you can complete without it. You have Desert, which is a pendant, and you have Eastern, is the only crystal dungeon that needs the big key to finish it. So this is essentially the gamble you have to make right now. Do you go to Turtle Rock, even though you can't full clear it, or do you do Agra Tower and hope that that big key that's on Lumberjack is Eastern?
Well, you do need the big key for Desert to actually get to Lemola, but that's not required, of course. I mean, the odds aren't in your favor of that being the Eastern big key, but that's not always a great way to look at Randomizer because everything's laid out in specific logic rather than being completely randomized. But I'm just gonna assume the seed's gonna be as mean to me as possible and just go to Aga.
I mean, it's been very temperamental at this point.
Giving them lots of love, like you wanted.
I mean, for those that just joined us, I asked for a nice seed, and so the seed interpreted that and gave it all the hearts we could ask for.
And just the hearts, pretty much, for a long while. Gingerdamus looks like they're going to be turning on that green pennant. Not a bad decision.
I mean, you don't really have much left.
Yeah. On the off chance this is Ice-Rod, you might as well.
Although ItsSupercar is going to make the Aga play, as gingerdamus is going to go turn independent.
Yeah, Supercard is pulling the Seeds card, saying, yeah, I know. This is going to be ag required, isn't it?
And it's just $20.
Oh boy.
Alright, 2 chests and a big key on the lumberjack key. Oh, wait! You still need the boots to get that big key!
You do. They could be in Turtle Rock as well. They could be in Aga Tower. They could be almost anywhere right now.
Alright, that's nothing. They're both making the Aga climb. At $50. This has been, for the inaugural run of Speed Gaming 5, this has been the slowest moving seed ever.
Jesus. I didn't even know this many trash items existed in the game. It's kind of shocking.
I mean, it is unbelievable. All right, so we got to have a little bit of fun. So, chat, how many blue balls do we think Aga's going to throw today?
I'm gonna go with 5 because Speed Gaming 5.
All right, considering how trolly this seed is, what's the max? The first one has to be a real one. So I'm gonna go 12.
A gambling man, I see. Gingerdamus did not opt to finish Aga's Tower, instead coming up here to Turtle Rock. They did find that Camp Samaria, though.
Yep. Which is true. ItsSupercar has not been back to Thieves Town, which the big chest in Thieves Town was where the Cane of Samaria is.
Getting trolled by these guards. Masters of parrying the sword.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Ginger only has 1 CT key? Is that true? That would be a good reason to stop climbing at that point.
Probably, yeah. Well, this is gonna, I mean, I would say this is a gamble, but the thing is, given what both of them have, this isn't really a gamble. It's what they have to do. It's just a matter of which one's gonna pay off.
Yes, that's correct. Our tracker did correctly pointing out that the other Castle Tower key was in Pyramid Ferry. As I recall.
That is right.
Alright, let's see how many blue balls we got today.
Alright, well this first one is obviously not going to be one. None so far.
Oh, are we gonna get 0?
No blue balls at all.
It's like, listen, I'm really sorry. It's like he's getting magic shot in his face. Like, look, I'm really sorry. I'll throw the fight, okay? Just please.
Okay, so that, that finishes Agra, but they still need the boots to go get that big key in the lumberjack cave.
Yep, and it looks like Supercar is going to be going next to Thieves Town. Going to get that King Samaria very shortly.
Let's hope.
I think they might have Peg Cake as well, so this is a logical choice.
I think, didn't Gingerdamus do Pay Cave and it wasn't anything there?
They did, but Supercar does not know that, so I imagine that's probably something he'll be doing.
Mm-hmm. There's the flute!
And the ice rod right next to it.
Wow.
Well, I guess it was bound to happen eventually.
At some point, we were gonna find something. Alright, so let's think about this. Okay, so Flute gets you to Mire. Mire is... At this point, you can beat Turtle Rock. We still need the Eastern Big Key. And we don't... Obviously, since we have not been able to get to the Mire area yet, we don't know what medallion's going to be required.
I hope it's Bombos, and that Bombos is on the pedestal. Because I mean...
I already had to commentate one pedestal seed last night. I mean, we might as well go ahead and make it a second one. Well, for those of you who are just joining us, welcome to the inaugural run on Speed Gaming 5. We burned up all the speed on Speed Gaming 1 through 4, so you get the slow seeds here. Gingerdamus electing to avoid the vanilla big key chest, so he will be able to finish off Trinex.
Yeah, and although Supercar is getting their King Samaria a little bit later than Gingerdamus, they kind of make up for that because they finished Pod. So, and if Agonim's required as well, they've done that just now. So,
yep.
Still really hard to know who's actually got the advantage in this race.
I mean, realistically, until one of these runners gets to the gauntlet, there's no way to know for certain if someone has a lead.
Such is the magic of Keysanity.
Interesting to note here, they don't have Riot Shield, they don't have Brian Kane, and they don't have Cape, so Laser Bridge is not technically in the logic right now.
Oh, don't worry, they'll be getting it right here in the big chest, or in Mimic Cave, one of the two. You'll see. Although it would be funny if that invincible item's like in Mire or something.
I mean, how much more can the seed troll them? Oh, hey, here's the flute. Now go to Mire and get the Brian Kane to come back and do Laser Bridge.
Yeah.
Yeah, because technically the logic would dictate you would need all 4 Turtle Rock keys, so it could... Or, hey, a vanilla small key in the big chest.
Yeah, that works. Yep, that's all the small keys for Turtle Rock.
Exactly.
Going back to check the middle chest, very smart before you go any further.
Yep.
Yep, and Supercar can just come up here, show rock right away. That's really good for them.
All right, so we have someone new asking of what this madness is. So this is the Link to the Past randomizer. We have developers that have hacked the ROM of this game and have randomized all of the items' locations in the game. Any item can be anywhere, but the seed has to be completable. So the items are placed such that it can be a completed seed. This is the variant Keysanity, where in the normal randomizer, the dungeon items stay in their respective dungeons. This variant, all of the dungeon items are also out in the world with everything else. So you can have big keys in other dungeons that they don't belong to, which leads to the madness you are witnessing right now.
Yeah, we're almost 2 hours in. Still got 3 dungeons to go. Not even go mode.
While we have a moment, we'll once again give a shout out to Dude, our tracker. He's probably had the easiest job keeping track of this slow moving seed. I am Jex Refi, and this is my co-commentator Malay.
Hi. We are coming up on Laser Bridge. Technically not in the logic as far as we know, but definitely gonna grab these while you can.
Mm-hmm.
Beetle comes and says, "No, you shall not pass."
He is going to take the safety door. I wouldn't be surprised if he takes a death here to refill his hearts.
Oh yeah, he'll definitely do that before he actually goes to fight Tranx proper, I assume.
Mm-hmm.
And he might accidentally do that, just trying to get these chests pretty hard.
Oh!
Blew me out. These things do 2 hearts.
But he had a safety fairy.
If you fall in the pit, that's another heart. It's crazy.
Alright, there's the big key to ice.
Oh no.
So, more hijinks.
Yeah, this is me checking Laser Bridge, by the way. Just dying left and right, like 5 times, trying to get all the items here, because I don't know how to do the laser skip.
I had one of my races. I burned 3 blue potions trying to do this laser bridge, and I almost gave up until I finally got the Skullwood's big key that got me the progression I needed. This is brutal if you do not have what the logic requires, which is either the Cane of Berna, the Cape, or the Riot Shield.
Yeah, or even Boots. Boots makes it a little easier, because I believe that makes Link's hitbox a little smaller while dashing. I mean, it can just get you through there as well, but don't quote me on that. And it was for nothing. It was for nothing.
All for nothing.
Love you too,
Which I mean, this is why sometimes you do these sequence breaks, because I mean, if the logic is telling, you know, we're just speculating here, but the logic could be saying, hey, you have the flute, go to Meyer, then that's where your invincibility item is, and then you come all the way back for nothing.
Yeah. Speaking of going back for nothing, I hope they don't have to go back to Ice Palace for that big chest.
I mean, considering how this seed has been, I wouldn't put it past it, but...
Yeah, I wouldn't put it past it either, honestly.
Alright, well, gingerdamus is making his way into Stony King's Grill and Chill. And more menu simulator action with the hot and cold heads.
Yeah, Rywick correctly pointing out that laser bridge isn't in logic yet, so until we find the invincibility item and know it's in logic, then probably not worth pursuing.
Yeah, pursuing the ice big chest.
Sometimes I like to just come over here and kill the ice head first, because this little patch here is really annoying. Tries to use the lamp on... Not hot enough, my friend.
It doesn't work.
He has to be careful, too. He is running low on magic, and I don't think he has another potion.
Yeah, he's down.
Thank goodness.
Alright, now into the second phase of Trinex. Electing to go with hammer strats. He's got to be careful, he's out of safeties.
Yeah. This is... You can just be really patient with this fight, and it's usually pretty safe at this point, but, There we go.
And down he goes. All for a small key to desert. Okay, that... If this is still a pedestal seed, that actually could help a bit.
If that opens up, as far as logic is concerned, since we have the float now, we can actually get to desert, and that opens up the 2 chests on the right. You can get that with the sequence break, but it's risky if you don't have to do that. And desert ends up being required. You have to steal a small key from the top half of the dungeon, which the logic will never require you to do, but you can do it.
Mm-hmm. Another thing the logic will not require you to do that Gingerdamus is about to do is he's about to do Spike Cave without either the Cane of Brian or the Cape, so... And he doesn't have any safeties, so... These hearts are all he's got. And he just realized, oh crap, I'm out of safeties.
Yeah, I don't think you would have made that. Not in the logic, though. But, I mean, at the same time, checking that if you can is fine. Because who knows, that invincibility item might be in, like, a really convoluted logic chain.
Mm-hmm. Alright, so... Gingerdamus is going to turn in the flute here. ItsSupercar is where our audio is coming from, so I'll wait for him to get us a swag duck. And the duck is unstuck for Gingerdamus.
2 hours. Kind of bittersweet at this point. It's like, well, where were you for the rest of the seed, buddy?
I mean, that master flute seed I commentated last night, it was 2 hours when they got that flute.
Well, history repeating itself, I guess.
I kept telling you, man, I was getting flashbacks to last night as all this was happening.
Alright, let's see what medallion Mystery Meta requires. It's gonna be Bombos. Let it be Bombos.
You're gonna have to wait. You're gonna have to wait because he's doing Mire Shed first.
Keep me in suspense.
Alright, GT small key and Ice small key, both useless at this point. And of course, we're also going to get a checkerboard check. And there's Tempered Sword.
Alright, that's nice to find. especially before a potential Mystery Mire dip. That looked like Quake to me.
Yes, it was in fact Quake. Alright, so we have everything to full clear Mire at this point, so I imagine that's what gingerdamus is going to do. Alright, so with that, all that we really need for go mode at this point is the Eastern Big Key, which may be on the Lumberjack Cave. But we need the boots to get it.
Yep, that's all. That's all.
Yep.
Oh, Supercar getting down to 1 heart. Immediately chucks that potion.
Yep.
Oh, you gotta be careful, Supercar.
He's gotta be real careful here. He's out of safeties.
I think he has enough for 1 more fire rod shot.
And he missed. Oh.
Oh, that's yeah, if you run out of magic on Trinex, you don't have any other choice. You gotta take the death.
Oh man.
Well, at least the game is kind enough to put a full magic right before him, but you still gotta be really careful with how you spin that.
I mean, he's out of safeties. He's gonna have to. He basically gonna have 1 magic meter to do both this time.
It's not impossible, but it's a very tough fight. And to be fair, even if he has to leave, he can put his portal right there at the safety door exit, go buy his potion, and then come back and drop down right here. So even if he has to leave, that's a time loss, but it's not really as bad as having to clear the entire dungeon all over again.
Good to know. I didn't realize there was a drop down point there.
Yeah, if you mirror in the light world, there's a cave on that ledge that leads to fairies. So I actually learned that from Mikon, who's in the chat. Thought it was really, really smart.
No, it actually makes sense. That gives more sense to why the safety door is there.
Yeah, sadly, this is I think this fight's over.
Yep. Chloe Power is saying that it's right next to the spiral cave drop down. Now, as we're normal to say, we're hesitant to call leads until someone gets to the gauntlet. But the thing is if Supercar keeps trying to do this, at some point you just gotta admit defeat and just go and get the whatever safeties you can.
Yeah, I think he's probably gonna give it 1 more try before doing that. Gingerdamus finding some pod small keys in Mire,
which he has not completed pod yet. And there are a couple chests that we have not seen. They didn't have enough keys to do everything in there. There's the big key to Eastern.
Oh no. Oh no.
That Aga seed was not Aga was not required. And with that, at 2 hours, 5 minutes, and 20 seconds, Gingerdamus officially enters go mode.
Well, sadly, Supercar did not actually know about that little trick you can do with the safety door, but... he is going to activate that flute. And maybe what he'll do is he'll just go to Meyer area and complete that, and then do Eastern Palace, and then he can do Turtle Rock as his final dungeon. And I guess that saves him some time if he does that.
It would save him a little bit of time, but ladies and gentlemen, at this time we ask that you please rise, remove your hats. It's time once again for the playing of the National Swag Deck Anthem. And ladies and gentlemen, the goose is loose.
Okay. I think in this situation, this is probably Supercar's best move. He'll get tempered here. He'll get the Eastern Palace big key.
I would concur with this move. Go to not just because we know what he's gonna find here, but because of the fact that you can't full clear it right now. And Gingerdamus is going to make his way into Vitreous's diner and drive-thru. Gonna make quick work with those silver arrows.
Yeah, unfortunately for Supercar, Gingerdamus is going to clear Eastern Pod pretty quickly.
Oh, but Supercar's gonna go into Desert first.
I mean, this is... I guess this... he was just checking the ledge.
He's just checking the ledge. So for the inaugural race of SG5, we have a completely slow-moving seed that in the end never gets you the boots. That's just how we roll here at SG5. We feel it's the marathon, not the sprint. Oh, but Supercar is missing Checkerboard Cave. He's not going to get his Tempered Sword.
Yeah, it won't matter too much for the Vitreous fight, because he's not going to be using his sword at all, but he'll want to get that for sure before he goes back to Turtle Rock, since he'll make the fight against Trenix way easier. Although, if he finds the Eastern Palace big key, he might just say, okay, I'm done, and just go mode this dungeon.
I mean, he knows, but he knows Meyer is a crystal.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, so, sorry, you said go mode the dungeon, my bad.
He might just go to the exit right now. I mean, he has the Eastern Palace big key. He has everything he needs to complete the game. And that might be a good way to get up some time up on Ginger, if he does so.
Oh, that is possible. That is correct. He does know he's in go mode at this point, at 2 hours and 9 minutes.
I still have to check chests. I wonder if he realizes. Okay, I guess he's just checking the easy chest just for, sword upgrade, something like that. Little does he know, one's waiting from outside.
Which, if this is the way he's electing to go, I highly doubt he's going to check Checkerboard Cave.
I mean, it's a pretty quick check. I could see him skipping it or doing it at the same time. If he really wants that sword, he's going to check it, but I think checking Meyer for the sword would be a little excessive. But I could definitely see him checking Checkerboard, so we'll see. he realized he actually did not hit the switch, so hitting that switch is wrong. Had to turn it back off.
Yep.
Gingerdamus already coming out on Helmasaur King, so
Yep, he will be making his way into the Helmasaur Steakhouse.
yeah, so if I had to give the lead to Ginger, then I would, because he's definitely in a better spot to be getting his 7 crystals first.
Once he does this, he just has to mirror out and go beat Armos Knights, and then he runs the gauntlet.
Yeah, and Turtle Rock going back through, it's going to be really rough for Supercar. It's not the worst dungeon to have to come back to, but it still takes a good 2 minutes, I would say, to get back to Laser Bridge.
And we have a double kill on both Helmasaur and Vitreous. Alright, so Gingerdamus just has to go into Eastern Palace and he will be on his way to the gauntlet. It's gonna mirror out right here and head in there.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's opting to check Checkerboard Cave. I mean, it is a bit of a walk from that spot, so... I mean, at this point, there's probably one on the climb to GT. Who knows? Seems like there always is.
Seems like it. G Mario asking about Ginger Sprite. It is the pink Link.
Okay, I was wondering why Supercar was opting to go through the Dark World way. I guess I haven't turned on this green pendant yet.
Yeah, he didn't. He never turned that in.
Really wants that sword upgrade, but why would the seed give you anything nice?
I mean, there was a sword upgrade in Checkerboard Cave. Just had to go there and look.
Yeah, there was, I guess.
And ItsSupercar's, well, he's already beaten Pod, so he's gonna do Eastern here, obviously.
Yeah, all he has after that is Turtle Rock.
Yep.
And then he'll be going to GT as well. This is the last dungeon for Gingerdamus.
Yep, as he's in Armos 6 Guys Burger and Fries.
Pretty simple fight with the silver arrows.
And for the initial run of Speed Gaming 5, we have the slowest seed possible, and at 2 hours 14 minutes and 20 seconds, Gingerdamus hits the 7th crystal and will be making his way up to the gauntlet.
Yeah, this was a rough one, man. I mean, I can't really think of many ways they could have routed better, given what they knew at the time.
And Aid reminding me that it was also a bootless seed for the initial SG5 run.
And it was bootless for a good 2 hours. So, lots of fun.
G Mario, yes, this seed has been just as bad as the one last night. And the only factor is I've commentated both of them, so I don't know what that says for me.
While we have this, oh, go ahead.
No, you go ahead.
I was just gonna say, while we have a second, if you guys have enjoyed the race so far, definitely give Gingerdamus and Supercar a follow for putting it on for you. It's been a really interesting one, and this has been pretty substantially demoralizing seed, I would say. So they would definitely appreciate your love and support.
As well as our tracker dude. He's done a great job tracking all these items for us, and be sure to give my co-commentator Malay and myself Chex Refi follows on Twitch as well.
Okay, well, Supercar is not going to run out of magic in this fight. I guarantee it.
No, so for anyone who just joined us, ItsSupercar failed Trinex 3 times because he ran out of magic, and he's making sure he doesn't run out this time.
Yeah, he's like Bane. He's got those instead of the green like things of juice going in his body, he's got the blue ones.
Yep. All right. For as trolly and as slow as the seed has been, 2 hours and 17 minutes, Gingerdamus enters the gauntlet.
Supercar is taking an interesting route up Death Mountain.
Gingerdamus effectively has a lead right now. There is no doubt about that at this point.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to take a something catastrophic from Gingerdamus to actually even up this race again. I mean, it could happen if, let's say, Gingerdamus despawns GT when they're climbing, and has to do it all over again. That could definitely even things up, but we never wish that to happen to anybody.
This is a point where I also have to bring back the bad memories of last night's race, where one of the runners fell off Ganon, and that put his opponent right back in it, where it was down to the wire to beat Ganon. So, if I'm gonna keep getting painful reminders of last night's seed, well, Gingerdamus may have some pain in his future.
I think they've suffered enough.
You say that.
I say that. I don't mean it, but I say it.
The seed is not done yet.
Having a little trouble with the silver strats.
You have to time it with when the head pops up to have the best chance to hit the head with the arrow.
Fire Rod's just as good. 2 hits compared to 1, but so much easier to actually nail them with it.
Gingerdamus has got to be careful. He's only got 4 hearts here.
He does. He did buy some blue potions before coming up here, so if he gets some, yeah, I would think so. If he were to die, though, that would also probably even things up depending on how late he died in GT. So somehow, this seed, despite not being Agra required, not being pedestal, we're going on 2 hours 21 minutes.
And Gingerdamus heading into Troll Arm 2. Someone's asking about Lumberjack. There was a big key on Lumberjack, but it turned out being one we didn't need.
We didn't find boots, so that wasn't an option, unfortunately.
All
Here comes Ganon 2.
Yes. Only getting one hit there. Oh. The trolling continues.
Supercar taking out Trinex in the meantime.
So that's his 7th crystal, and he will be making his way to the gauntlet shortly.
Yeah, just a short hop, skip, and a jump from Turtle Rock.
That's 4. Five. And down goes Aga 2. All right, 2 hour and 23 minutes. It is, in fact, time for the big pig.
Zigith asks, why use the spin attack? Is it more efficient for Dragon Balls? No, but it can be. I guess the spin has a longer active time, so you have a little more leeway. I'm not sure if it actually affects the projectiles at all.
And as ItsSupercar enters the gauntlet, Gingerdamus finishes the gauntlet and is heading into Ganon.
Shouldn't have much trouble here. Got the Tempered Sword and Silvers.
And up against that wall should get him into phase 2 here shortly. They have no we never found any of the invincibility items, so they're going to have to be careful here. The dude saying that the hookshot is an invincibility item. It is, but not an official one. And we're into phase 3.
Gonna take quite a few falls from Gingerdamus to throw this lead at this point. That was a loud room.
Alright, we're into phase 4. That's 1. He missed the torch glitch. Two. 3. Just one more. And we have bacon!
There we go. Gingerdamus takes down Ganon. The last hurdle and a seed full of them. Probably a lot easier than the rest of the seed was.
Mm-hmm. And heading into the room, we have an official SRL time of 2 hours, 25 minutes, and 49 seconds. Spam those GGs in chat.
See if we can get him in here for a little chat. Meanwhile, Supercar on Lamola 2 now. Using the fire rod to great effect. Alright, looks like Ginger will be joining us in just one moment.
And joining us in chat is gingerdamus, GG.
Thank you very much.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry.
Oh man, I can't believe those Lanterntronic strats didn't work. I've been working on that for so long.
Oh, I'm just gonna apologize to you right now, gingerdamus. Is it Damus or Damus?
Damus, kind of like Nostradamus, but I'm not picky. Whatever works for you.
Okay, I'm just gonna apologize to you because I commentated the Master Flute race we had last night, which was super trolly, and apparently that carried over into this race.
Oh man, I'm kind of glad it was trolly because like at about 10 minutes, I had that shag up on the Death Warp where I used an extra bomb, couldn't get back to the back of Escape where Pearl and Gloves were. From then, I was like, okay, I'm behind. I'm going to do silly low percentage things and hope some of them work out. And then some of them, I guess, worked out.
I mean, the funny thing about this seed was, it was the trolliness made it so linear that honestly, like, you all ended up doing the same low reward options because that was really all you had to do.
Right. I had a couple moments of like thinking myself, I'm sure you guys saw me just like mirror out of dungeons when I looked to be doing one thing or another. I just had a couple moments of being like, logic doesn't say I should be here, I'm gonna go somewhere else. And then I would go somewhere else and like have to go back later. Both Pod and Ice Palace, I did the same kind of thing.
Yeah, that was just the start. As you said, the trip into the sewer, where we did not have enough bombs was the start of the troubles. How did you feel about that seed overall? I can probably guess, but I would like to hear it from you.
Things I can't say on a broadcast, certainly. But you know, like I said, I guess it aligned with the strategy I took. Although, like you said, maybe it was a bit linear, but certainly. I was very afraid that I was gonna like need the boots and have to do Aghanim. I had a moment of thinking about it when I was in Castle Tower and grabbing those two chests, but I was like, nope, if I had the boots I'd do it, but no need, there's a lot of big keys left.
Supercar cutting Aghanim to pieces as you say that. They did end up doing Aghanim's tower while they were there. And the lead between you two was really unclear for a lot of the race, obviously, because we were still looking for some things. and it looked like Supercar was in a really good spot, but they ended up having trouble on Trinex, doing Master Sword with no safety. They ended up dying 3 times and had to leave. And then things were really in your favor at that point.
Yeah, I was shaking my boots a little bit, well, my lack of boots a little bit when I went into that Trinex fight, because I was like thinking the same thing. I'm like, I'm not good enough to guarantee that I'm not going to die several times, and or it worked out for me, but like I definitely felt that like that could be bad kind of thing.
Yeah, Supercar on Ganon now. They have Master Sword. They did not pick up the Tempered Sword because when they found that Eastern Palace Big Key and Misery Mire, they were in go mode at that point, so...
And failed to check Checkerboard Cave before going into Mire.
Right.
So this does move you up to 3 and 1. How do you feel about that?
Fortunate. I mean, I'm not going to say I haven't run well, but I've definitely been, like, I feel like I've got a lot of way better runners in the 3 and 1 bracket with me, and like look forward to the match for sure.
Awesome. Yeah, I would say you definitely played very well, considering your strengths this seed put on you for most of it.
Yeah, I'm sort of glad to find out that it was the seed and not me, because there was a while where I was thinking, it's like, oh man, maybe I left something in Ice Cave, or I'm forgetting something, because it was such an odd kind of route, I guess. Like you guys said, ended up being linear.
It was linear, but the path to actually progressing was very not efficient, I guess is the way to say it.
Right,
a lot of things were in really out-of-the-way spots, or just in not feel-good locations that might require a double dip.
I felt great when I saw that king, because I was like kind of bad ideas at the moment. I was like, well, Thieves Town Big Chest is there. It's not the best play right now, but I really don't know what else I want to do. And then, oh, cool. It was the king, and I felt pretty good about that.
Well, it had to show up at some point, right? There's only so many hearts and big 20s in the game.
Such a healthy seed.
Yeah, it was. I believe you guys said. Go ahead.
Yeah, it was because after doing the Master Flute one last night, I was like, I want a nice seed, and apparently the seed interpreted that as, I'm gonna give you all the hearts you could ever want.
You had about 12 or 13 at 1 hour before finding really many major items. I think you had the hook shot, and that was about it at that point.
Alright, so Supercar is in phase 4. He did get the torch glitch, and we've got 1 arrow down there. So, unfortunately, Gingerdamus, we have a Super Mario 3 randomizer, or Super Mario 3 race coming up that we have got to get to here shortly. So I'm going to ask if you have any final thoughts.
No, not at all. Thanks very much to you guys for commentating, and to Do for the tracking, and for Feasel for restreaming, and glad you guys are here. It's a fun race. Thanks so much.
Thank you for running it. I mean, it was as painful as it was enjoyable to watch and follow along with you guys. Be sure to give Gingerdamus and ItsSupercar follows on Twitch. ItsSupercar finishes with a time of 2 hours, 34 minutes, and 31 seconds. He is going to pass on the interview, which is good because we gotta run. So, Malay, I'll give you any final thoughts?
Not much. Thank you for co-commenting with me. It was a really fun seed to watch. Maybe not to play, but to watch. It was really enjoyable.
Well, for the initial Speed Gaming 5 race, we give you the slowest race possible. So for Gingerdamus, ItsSupercar, our runners, our tracker Dude, my co-commentator Malay, I am Jex Reffi, and you guys have a good rest of your day.